Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and I can't tell you how happy I am right now. Now, I've been working on my Axial Yeti for, it seems like a couple of years now, but it's only been for a little over a year, and I've been really kind of perfecting some of the issues with it and just making it more scale, more realistic, more beefy, more durable, and in the end it's definitely performed a lot better than stock. Now with that, the only weak link I have left are the rear shocks. Now the Yeti uses a pretty unique long rear shock, a 5-inch long shock, and there's been many different solutions for it, including creating tabs to mount a shorter, like short course rear shock on it, or putting on huge, like monster 8-scale truggy shocks on the back. But then there was driveline issues and hitting issues with different suspension parts. So leave it to the team over at Pro-Line Racing to come up with a great solution and implement some of their PowerStroke technology for the Axial Yeti. So I have here, fresh in my hands, a hot new set of their PowerStroke XT Shocks. These are the 5-inch length for Yeti rear, solid axle monster trucks, and custom builds. I love that they're putting that label on it. So here's a quick model number. I'm going to have it in the video description for you guys, 6275-00, and they are including some specs on there, 5-inch length, and for what I said earlier. So these are a great option, and I can't wait to get these things fired up on my Yeti. You can kind of see the Yeti in the background sitting quite low there. And if you guys remember back on my running video, I'm going to have that right up in the upper right hand corner. I blew out a rear shock. I blew out the passenger side rear shock, and it was kind of limping low, and it was flinging its rear end over on the jumps. There was all sorts of issues on that running video. I was really disappointed. I spent a lot of time and effort getting the look of the Yeti down and some of the performance enhancements, but then those stock rear shocks failed once again. Now, if you're running just a stock Yeti with those stock rear shocks, you're probably okay, but I've added quite a bit of weight to this Yeti here. This is the Not So RTR Yeti you're seeing back there in the far corner. So let's go ahead and take these out of the package. I'm going to show these installed at the end of this video, and I'm also going to give a compare right now to a set of just some standard rear short course shocks, just to give you guys an idea on the length. So right here you do get fully assembled PowerStroke shocks. These are the rears. You get an extra set of dual stage springs here. So you got the black little fine bump and then the larger shock springs. So pretty nice that they're including that all in the package. I'm also noticing the bushing up there on the shock cap. So that's going to be a direct bolt-on to the Axial Yeti. So let's pull these out of the box, out of the bag, or clamshell design here. Take a look at them. Now, of course, these do not come with any shock oil. You do have to add your preference, but I'm probably going to fill this up with some Team Associated 20 weight oil to get me going. That's pretty much what I've been running in the rear of my Axial Yeti. Now, stock weight, I believe, is 10. I like to up it just a little bit because of the weight that I'm pushing with my Not So RTR. So you're seeing that kind of fine bump spring right there, and then you get the longer one. I'm not sure of the weight difference between the two sets that you get. I'm gonna have to kind of play with that. You know, a nice little bump stop there. You do get the titanium nitride coated shock shafts, all aluminum design, so pretty much aluminum cap, aluminum threaded shock body. Knurled adjuster right there is aluminum as well. Aluminum bottom cap. I mean, just quality shocks here. So let's compare this thing to a stock PowerStroke shock. These are for the rear, for the slash and most short courses. You're seeing there, look how much longer that Axial Yeti shock is. That's kind of what the problem was for so long, was trying to find that extra inch of travel for the Yeti. So Yeti has kind of a unique, kind of like a grasshopper design to the rear. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and get these things installed, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I wanted to pause really quick just to show you a couple of things and also do a compare between the stock and these new Pro-Line PowerStroke XT Shocks. Now, with this, I went ahead and got one filled up with some team associated 20 weight oil. The springs that come actually assembled on the shocks are a little bit harder than the additional ones. So with the weight of my Axial Yeti, I'm going to go ahead and run the stiffer springs, the pre-installed ones, and if I need to fine-tune with the other two, may have to do that on down the line. But for right now, 20 weight oil and these stock pre-installed springs will be going on my Yeti. Now with that, a couple of extra things that I added, or actually just one thing, added some of this Premier Blue Protic RC O-ring grease, very similar to the green slime that Team Associated offers, but blue is always better, right guys? So picked this stuff up just recently and tried this out for the first time. Smells exactly like the green slime. I'm not sure exactly what it's made of, but nonetheless it kind of smoothed the shock shaft going into to the inner workings of the shock, just kind of lubricated the O-rings so that there's no friction whatsoever. These are super smooth right now. Now a quick comparison between these shocks and the stock as far as length. Here is a stock rear Yeti shock, and you're looking at exactly the same length from eyelet to eyelet. So very nice bolt-on shock from Pro-Line. Well, I'm going to get these things installed and I'll be right back. Alright, well there you go. They are fully installed, and I've got to say these were probably the easiest shocks, especially aftermarket, to install on a stock vehicle. I mean, literally it was just unbolting and rebolting and you're done. I mean, this was really easy. There was no fiddling with things or finding a different screw because the length was wrong. It had the correct bushing on the shock cap. Everything turned out great. And what I've got to say is, I mean, this is so butter right now. I don't feel anything kind of giving way, or what I had a lot of problems with the stock shocks would basically the top kind of seal would just blow out and go straight into the shock body, and you're just riding on nothing, and then you just blow out a shock and you're done. So here's a look at the one that actually got blown out. So these new Pro-Line PowerStroke XT Shocks, awesome. I can't wait to get this thing test driven, and still running the Pro specs on the front. I mean, this thing is just so butter right now. Really like it. Doing some maintenance here. I pulled out the ESC. It actually went into a different vehicle, but I do have a replacement to go in this one. Want to get this thing all buttoned up and get some more running footage of this Axial Yeti 2.0. So really like it. Here's a kind of a close-up look if I can get this thing up here. Kind of heavy vehicle at this point, but everything bolted on great. Still using the stock positions on everything, and everything's awesome. So, well guys, that is it for my Pro-Line PowerStroke XT Yeti rear shocks. God, this thing is awesome. I can't wait to run this thing. I was always nervous with the stocks, and these things just give me so much more confidence to just beat the living hell out of this thing. Awesome. Well guys, that's it for now. If you have any comments or questions about this video, please post those on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now guys. Over and out.